Minion in! Boss Gamilla is part of the campaign quest story arc in the Ivory Dunes, and if you're having trouble beating her, go no further, because I'm about to tell you how it's done.
Come for the game, stay for the commentary.
Ain't nothing but a seeping, baby.
If you've ever PvP'd a priest, the fight against Gamilla is going to seem familiar, but you'll recognize early that her attacks work differently. Many of her attacks charge first, so you have opportunity to watch for telegraphs and dodge when appropriate. In fact, her most common attack is to gather light for 3 seconds before throwing a large orb of divine light directly in front of her. She does not turn to face you while charging this one, so you should have little trouble sidestepping it. Ignore her instant attacks. They sting a little, but they don't interrupt your movements, so until she starts charging something, just keep piling in. When Gamilla starts what looks like a healing circle, get out fast, because this one does more harm than heal. Then resume your attack the second she touches the ground again. The circle has a slowing effect, so if you don't have the stamina to dodge roll out, jump like your life depends on it. When she slams her staff into the ground, one or more circles of light will appear on the ground near her. Avoid those at all costs, as they are a kind of blade of contrition. A spear or sword of light will pierce the ground there. When she summons multiple circles, pause your attack and keep moving to avoid those until it is safe. She will only summon 1 or 3 circles at first, but in phase 2 and 3, it will be more. When she holds her staff up defensively and you hear a high-pitched hum, but see no light effect, she's about to fire a cone-shaped spread of light orbs. These have a decent range and a wide spread, so your best chance to avoiding these is to be close to her at all times and ready to dodge either through her or to the side. This attack not only hurts, but it will knock you into the air. On the other hand, if she raises her staff into the air with both hands and you see a light effect around her hands, she will charge an attack for 6 seconds before releasing a chain of explosions in line directly in front of and away from her. For the first 4 seconds of this charging effect, she will spin to face you, so keep moving around her in a circle until she stops turning with you and get in as many hits as you can. Even after she finishes this attack, she takes another second to recover. So if you recognize this attack early enough, it is one of your best chances to get in a full combo. Every so often, Gamilla will stun you. There's no way to avoid this, and you'll have to complete a quick time event to break out. If you try not to blink, you'll see shadowy figures of death appear exactly where the next attacks are coming. Break out fast and get some distance, because this is when Gamilla paints several curved runes of light into the air. You have exactly 3 seconds before divine fists shoot out of them. This attack is why you may want to avoid using target lock, unless you think you can manage to break target lock quickly when the runes appear, because your best chance at avoiding this attack is to angle your camera downward. Even before the runes complete their sequence, Gamilla would begin attacking again, so you have to keep an eye on her as well. In phase 1, the runes will appear in a cross-shaped pattern, 2 behind her and 2 in front of Gamilla, all facing inward. So there will be a space directly in front of Gamilla between the 2 furthest runes where no fist will strike. When Gamilla's health hits around 35%, she will stun you and trigger a cutscene in which she calls on the power of the prana at the altar behind her. At the end of this cutscene, Gamilla's health will jump back to 100%. The fight starts over, but this time it's for real, and Gamilla will have some new attacks in her repertoire. From now on, when she summons circles on the ground, there will be 11 of them. 1 directly on you, 5 in a circle pattern around that one, and 5 more in a half circle at the edge of that first circle. Find a position in which you are not standing on any of the circles and resume attack. They will trigger in the order in which they are summoned: center, inner circle, then outer circle. When she kneels and speaks, you will have 8 seconds to hit her with everything you have, but don't stand directly in front of her and be ready to dodge quickly. At the end of the 8 seconds, a giant divine cross will fall from the sky, which hurts like a mother. After the cross touches down, it will fall over forward, so make sure you note the angle in which it lands so you can anticipate which way it will fall. If one hits you, it will knock you to the ground and keep you there for a full 8 seconds, during which you will be at Gamilla's mercy. In this phase, her chain explosion attack, the one she charges for 6 seconds and turns for 4 of, no longer shoots in a line away from her. In phase 2, it knows where you are, so back off and dodge when it comes for you. Whatever you do, don't stand close to her. 2 rows of explosions arc out to either side of her and circle around at the exact distance from her that you were when the attack started, so don't dodge sideways, dodge forward or back. Her Divine Fist attack also changes in this phase. Instead of a cross pattern, she will summon a circle of runes around her, again facing inward. The Divine Fists will meet in the center and stop there, so don't stand directly in front of any of the runes. If you can, get out and get a little distance, because the fists spawn outside of the circle and can still hit you if you're close. Watch out for her Binding Chains. The quick time event to break out of this one is kind of a doozy, and there's no real telegraph, so if you're a melee, focus more on breaking out than dodging. She shouts and punches the ground before using the chains, so it is possible to see it coming and dodge it. It's just less likely the closer you are to her. When she falls below 25% health in phase 2, her Divine Cross attacks become more dangerous. As soon as the cross appears, Gamilla will resume normal attack, but 2 or more crosses will drop from the sky in succession in the meantime. Keep your head on a swivel because you do not want to be hit by a falling cross while you're dodging something else. When you get Gamilla's health down to 1%, she will cry out to Gideon and surround herself with a shield of light. There will be a DPS check, but don't worry too much about it. You can risk taking a lot of damage in an attempt to bring the shield down, or you can just wait. Blades of Contrition will spam the ground all around her, so for now, ignore her and keep moving to avoid being hit by one. When Gamilla emerges from the shield, she will be back to around 25% health and enter phase 3. From now on, her attacks will come faster with less room to breathe in between. Her Divine Fist rune circle will now fire a second wave of fists after the first. Her Blades of Contrition have no distinct pattern and will keep firing long enough for her to begin other attacks while you're still dodging circles. At the end of phase 3, Gamilla will not shield herself and you can get her down to 0%. You now have all the information you need to beat this story boss. Go be freaking heroes. Minion out.